Hello my friend and welcome to today's upper body strength session using your bands. As always, you need to get them out, check them over, make sure they're in good working order, and we're going to use your green band as part of the warm-up to go through each of these exercises. So get the green band out and away we go. First thing we're going to do, now you have two options. I think I'm going to sit down today, but we'll see how we go. Now, each of these goes for 45 seconds. The first one, we've got a combination. So, we do a front raise, and then we do an upright row. And the band should be under your feet, not sitting on it. So, front raise, and then an upright row where you're pulling your band towards your armpits. Now, if you want to make this easier, you can do front row on one side, front row on the other side, and then your row. And then alternate which arm goes first. You only need to go to roundabout shoulder height. Or, harder option, both arms together. And it's kind of a combination between an upright row and a seated row, because you are on that angle. So you're working your upper back, sitting up nice and tall, belly button in. If you wanted to, you could stand up. So, same thing that you're standing, you could do singles or doubles, and then the upright row. So I'm going to maybe mix it up a little bit. I was going to sit, but now I might stand. Let's see. Okay, next thing we're going to do is a bent over row with a shoulder roll. So you'll get 15 seconds break. This time you're going to be standing on your band, feet hip width apart, hinging at the hips. So push your butt back, pulling the band, both sides in towards your ribs. Stand up, roll the shoulders. Down, pull in. Now I want you to go a little bit heavier on that one, larger muscle groups, so you can afford to go up, and you get that little bit of a rest where you're standing up and rolling the shoulders. So that is number 2. Number 3, we get to sit down. This time, we are doing a lat raise, so again, a combination, out to the side, come back in, and then externally rotate, so the backs of your hands are pushing outwards. Now that is like a little rest also. It's kind of like an active rest. There's not a lot of resistance there, but you've got to try to get the backs of your hands, so elbows staying in close to the ribs, the backs of your hands just as far back as you can. So good for mobility as well. Okay, that is number 3. Number 4, now this is a combination. You could do this seated if you wanted to. So band underneath your feet. Holding on with thumbs facing up, we're doing bicep 21s. So you'll be doing 7 little bicep curls from the bottom, coming up to around about 90 degrees in your elbows. Then you'll be coming up to the top and going halfway down about 90 degrees. And then you'll be finishing off doing full length all the way. So you could do that seated or you could do that standing. And if you make it to the end, so you've done 7 from the end as well, you go back to the beginning again. Elbows in nice and close, standing up tall, not rocking or using momentum. So they are our biceps. Then you get to sit back down again. And we're doing shoulder press. Now, with the shoulder press, we're doing 2 singles and then a double. So we're sitting up nice and tall, we do one arm, we do the other arm, and then we do both together. And then if you can think about it, alternate which arm goes first. And pushing it up. All right, next one we do, we've got 2 more, but we do it once on one side and then once on the other side. Now, what you're going to be doing is a row, a bent over row with a kickback. So, depending on the tension that you want in the band, if you've got a lot of tension there, let's just say you've got the purple band, which is the heaviest band, you may just want to row half the way up and then push back as far as you can. So your hand might be down closer towards your thigh rather than your butt. And then we come back and down. Up, push back, in and down. Or, if you've got a lighter band like I have here at the moment, we come right up towards your ribs. We push back, so you're squeezing the backs of your arms in and down. Up, this is going to be the hard part, that tricep kickback. So smaller muscle groups, the back of your arms, squeeze back. Good. And let's do a couple on the other side, just so we get the other arm warmed up as well. I've got my right foot in there. Okay. So from here, pull up, push back just as far as you can, in and down. So let's try to keep that arm as long as possible, your spine as long as possible, your belly button in, all those good technique points. Okay, and I need to move this forward a little bit. All right, and then after that, you get a rest, and we start again at the beginning. Now, before we get started, I need to have a drink of water. It is warm in here today. So get your bands out. We start off with the front raise and the upright rows. So I am going to, I might actually start off with my green band. That's what I might start off with. And I'm going to start off standing. So get whatever you want, either seated or standing. Let's get going. We've got 10 seconds. One front raise, either single arms or doubles, and then one upright row. Okay, we're away. Now with these, you're going your own pace. You don't have to go whatever pace I'm doing, but you do have to be nice and solid through your midsection. So no moving. The only thing that's moving is your arms. Belly button is in tight. Neck is nice and long. Now we go for 45 seconds, and then you do the best you can in this 45 seconds. So you're trying to get as many reps in as you can, but we're not sacrificing technique. Standing as long as we can. Remember, only that shoulder height on that front raise. And rest. Okay, so we've got the bent over row and the shoulder raise. I'm going up to my orange band here. Stand about feet hip width apart. Now you can hold lower on the band if you want to. Okay, so pull it in. And now stand up. You should have tension on that band when you're standing up. Pull right in and then roll back. Squeeze and roll. Good. Keep the spine long. Make sure you're hinging from the hips. So not a big knee bend. Roll right back. Good. Get those shoulders into good alignment. So reset them. Chest should be open. Shoulder blades are squeezing together at the back. Right up. Good. I've only got 5 more seconds left. And rest. Okay, what are we on to? Ooh, lat raise with this external rotation. So I'm going to go my orange band here. So we're sitting down, using the backs of the hands, and we're lifting up and then rotating outwards. So even though the sets are a little bit longer, you do have that in most of these, that little bit of active rest where your muscles get a little bit of rest so you can have good technique on each of those reps. So really strong here, and that is your active recovery there. Where you're still working, you just don't have that load to resist against. Remember, around about shoulder height. Okay, what are we up to? Bicep curls. Now this one will be a killer because you don't get active rest in this one. Half from the bottom, half from the top, full length. Okay, you can sit down if you want for these. So we do 7, 2, 3, at your own pace. If you're with me, this is our last one. We go all the way up to the top and halfway down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one, go all the way down. Now we do full length. Squeeze up. All right, I've got 10 seconds. It's going to be good timing. And rest. Great timing. All right, shoulder press. So we are sitting down. This is where we're doing the single single, and then double. Pelvic floor is up, belly button's in, sitting up nice and tall. Single, single, and then both together, and then start with the other arm first. Push out, and up. Try to relax your face. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth if you can. Just about there. Last one. Push it out. Oh, maybe it's not, it's the last one. Maybe this, oh, there we go. I was close. All right, bent over row with the kickback. So, start with your weakest arm first, I would suggest. Remember, we're pulling up, then we're kicking back. So up, push back, in, and down. There's your active recovery. Back, and down. Shoulders stay square to the floor. Once again, go your own pace. If it's too much, hold the band a little bit higher. Or don't take the hand up as far. Come just to your thigh, if that works better for you. Okay, 10 more seconds, then big rest. And then we go on the other arm. And the good news is, you did your hardest arm first. Hopefully you did. Okay, big rest coming up after this one. Let's go up, push back, in and down. Chest and shoulders and hips always stay square towards the floor. Hopefully you're feeling the backs of your arms tightening up with every single one of these reps. Really think about where you're working into. It's a little bit nasty, this one. All right, just about there. I've got a big minute rest coming up. Hooray. Okay, so throw those bands down, have a drink of water. I have good news. And the good news is, we've only got 2 more sets. So 2 more sets, I've got a piece of hair, oh there it is, hanging off my leg. 2 more sets to go. Have a think, do you want to go up any of those weights? I do. I'm going to stay with that for my front raises. The bent over row, I'm going to go up with. I'm going to go purple on the bent over row. And then I think I was right for the others. So, just because you start on one bend doesn't matter. You can, if it's too light, do a quick swap over halfway through. Just be really quick with the transitions. Same with if it's too heavy, stop, quickly swap over. Just doing the best that you possibly can. Now, we've got 15 seconds and I'm starting off with the green band. So we're doing front raise. Front raise and upright row. That was quick, wasn't it? Let's go. Round 2. And this round should hopefully feel a little bit better because you're nice and warm. You should have a slight knee bend. Pelvic floor should be up. Belly button is in. Trunk is rock solid. And you're using your breath to help you. God, face is relaxed. And you're just doing as hard as you can, knowing that this is your second last set of these. Hooray! Okay, bent over row. I'm going to go purple. I'm going up. Okay, so bent over row with the shoulder roll, with the stand up and the shoulder roll. Squeeze back, roll it. It's a big, exaggerated shoulder roll. Roll around. Shoulders come right up towards your ears. Good. Squeeze those arms as close to your ribs as you possibly can. I really like this exercise. And even if this isn't heavy enough, double up on the bands. Just go as heavy as you can with good technique. Last one. Okay, releasing. We've got those lat raises. So I'm going to stay with these. Lat raise with the external rotations. I'm going to stay with my orange on it, not the purple. Okay, away we go. Squeeze back. So when we're doing these external rotations, you're working the back of your shoulder. So squeeze it right back. You're still trying to get those shoulder blades together. You're opening through the front of your chest, and you don't need to rush. You can have a little pause at the top if you want to. Good, you're still using your breath, helping you out. Neck stays long. And rest. Okay, 21s with our biceps. Now last time we started from the bottom. This time we're starting from the top. So we're going to do the top half first, then the bottom half. Let's go all the way up, halfway down. 7 of them. On the last one, we go all the way to the bottom and halfway from the bottom. Now, shoulders are back, elbows stay in. All right, on the last one, we go all the way to the top and we do full length. Belly buttons in. Stand up as tall as you can. Last bit. And rest. All right, shoulder press. Singles and doubles. Here we go. We're away. Try to get a full arm extension. By that I mean you're pushing your elbow right out. If that is comfortable for you, any sort of little niggly injuries that you've got, don't push it. Go to as far as you can go, but make sure you're working on the mobility. We don't want to walk around constantly with little niggling injuries. We want to do something about them. Don't just think it's a way of life. Push it out. Shoulders are back. And rightio, we're into these rows. I think these are the hardest. I'm just going to throw it out there. Okay, start with your weakest arm first. Up, kick back, and down. Shoulders and hips square to the floor. Try to get that hand up as close towards the ribs as you can, and then try to keep it up high. If it's too much, drop it down, but try to keep it up high. And remember to focus on the muscles that we're using. Backs of the arms. Face is relaxed. Last one. Okay, other side. Swap it over. include the same level of enthusiasm on this side. So in towards the ribs, push back and down. Also reach out through the top of your head. Keep your neck long, keep your spine long. Open up through each vertebrae. And squeeze the back of the arm. Pushing back. Upper body strength is so important for us, just in day-to-day life. We underestimate, I think, how much it can benefit us. And rest, not to mention helping with our posture, which is so, so, so important. Okay, roll things out. We are already coming on to our last round. Unbelievable. Okay, last round. I was happy with those weights that time, so I'm going to stay with those. I might even do a seated lot of these front rows. These front raises, and upright rows. Do whatever works best for you. It's our last round through, so we want to make the most of every single set. Do the best you possibly can. You've got 15 seconds in between each one. If you want to have a bit of a stretch, if you want to grab a quick sip of water, you need to be prepared. Now, don't sit on your bed like I am. It needs to be underneath your feet. Oh God, we've still got 15 seconds. Whew, lucky. So, underneath your feet. Either singles or doubles. Okay, we're away. Last time through. Oh, see, I like these seated ones too. I always do love rowing. I know I always bang on about it. Any form of rowing, seated row, standing row, bent over row, single arm row, incline row, decline row. Rowing is excellent for you. Brilliant for your postural muscles. We should be doing it every single day. Rowing back. Keep one of these bands at your desk. Keep one in the kitchen, around kitchen handles. While you're waiting for the kettle to boil, throw in a couple of rows. Do lots of them. Lots and lots of them. Okay, talking about rows, bent over row with our shoulder raise. Shoulder roll, shoulder raise. What am I talking about? Okay, ready? Let's go. Big exaggerated roll. Oh, feels so good. Tell you what, those endorphins are kicking in. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I've got 22 seconds to tell you. I always film my strength workouts in the afternoon, and I find it so much easier training in the morning. I'm way more motivated in the morning. But as soon as I start exercising, life is so much easier. It is so much better, and I'm dead set on a high after doing these in the afternoon. So sometimes you've just got to make yourself, we're doing bicep curls, you've just got to make yourself take that first step and everything falls into place. So we're doing bottom half first. Everything falls into place after you just get started. That might be the same for you, might not be, but it may be the case for other things, like with assignments. You're dreading doing an assignment all the way to the top. Once you get started, it's not so bad. It's just that you've just got to make that effort to get started and know that you'll feel better afterwards. Let that be your motivation. I have no idea how many of these we've done, but that's about 7. Okay, full length. 1, 2, 3. 2 seconds. And I need to do one more, I think. Okay, shoulder press time. Down we go. Last one of these. Okay. Singles and doubles. One away. One extension. Push it out. Now remember, last time we're doing these, so can you get an extra rep in with good technique? God, making the most of it. We're not going to get this opportunity back to train again on this day at this time. So make the most of every single rep we've got. Shoulders are burning. It's good. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh, we're already on to our kickbacks. So over here we go. Last 2 exercises. Another row. Can you tell how much importance I put on rows? They're so good for us. Reach out through the top of your head. You've got less than 1.5 minutes of work remaining. We can get through this. I'm going to make the most of it. My triceps are going to be feeling this tomorrow. We also use our triceps a lot doing a shoulder press, so they're already fatigued. And now we're making them more resilient. Okay. One side done. The other side to go. This is it. Last one. Alright, we're away. Squeeze back. And then all we've got left after this is stretching and recovering and rehydrating. Good job. And we have used every single muscle in our upper body, not to mention our core. Hopefully that's had a good workout as well, and your pelvic floor. And our mind. Challenging ourselves, building our resilience, building our mental toughness. And rest. Nice work. Okay, let's get up and shake things out and have a drink of water. I need to stop that buzzer. Oh. Go us. All right, give yourselves a pat on the back. Start shaking everything out. Go through your mobility exercises. Great stuff for mobility is going through your swimming strokes for your upper body. Freestyle, breaststroke, backstroke, butterfly. Get your massage guns out. Do your static stretches. There's warm-ups and cool-downs on the Facebook group. Look after yourselves. Make sure you rehydrate. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and hopefully I shall see you back here next week for some more upper body. Bye. So we're going to get started. I want you to come into hip thrust position, and I'm going to explain what we're doing. So feet hip width apart. We're going to start off pushing hips towards the roof, just in normal cadence. We're going to do this for 30 seconds, normal cadence, and then we're going to pulse it for 20 seconds. So what I want you to do is get your knees in line with your toes, squeeze your butt cheeks, and lift your hips up as high as you can. Now you can have your arms by your side, or if you want to, clasp underneath. You don't need to bring the butt all the way down, just about halfway down, and really focus on squeezing those butt cheeks. Okay, we ready? You're going to hold it up and you're going to pulse for 20 seconds. So just at that top range of the hip thrust, squeeze, and then after this you'll get a 10-second rest. So squeeze up high, knees stay in line with the toes, don't let them falter inwards. So push up, you've got 3 seconds left, and rest. For 10 seconds. All right, we have got a crunch. So, hands behind your head. Level 1, I want you to do lower body only, knees in towards the chest. That is you. Level 2, normal cadence. I want you to breathe out, breathe in. So really strong breath out. And as you do that, suck your belly button in and bring your knees in towards the chest. So ideally, I want you to get your shoulders off the floor as well. If that's too much, just get the hips off the floor and bring the knees in towards the chest. Now we've got pulses coming up. So level 1, you're here, just little pulses. Level 2, upper body as well. 20 seconds worth, and then you get a 10-second break. So chin in towards your chest. Think about bringing your chest up towards your knees and your knees in towards your chest. Belly button in, 3 more seconds, and rest. Yeah. Okay, we're over onto our belly. Now, you've got options here. Level 1, you're going to do one leg at a time. So rest your hands here, lift one knee off the floor, and then the other knee off the floor, just as far as you can. Level 2, lift both off and release. Both off and release. Now, as you're doing this, suck your belly button in and pull up through your pelvic floor. Push your heels towards the roof, either one heel at a time or both together. And then level 1, when we do the pulses, you're going to pulse for 3 on one leg and then 3 on the other leg. So I'll show you what you're doing. You're going up, 2, 3, other side, up, 2, 3. Level 2, both together. You're pulsing the whole time. Knees stay off the floor, suck your belly button in, push your heels towards the roof. 3, 2, and rest. Okay, from here, level 1, you're holding a plank for 30 seconds. Belly button in, shoulders over your wrists. Level 2, you're up on your toes and you're moving forwards and backwards. Now this is where we change things a little bit. You won't be pulsing this. After these ones, you'll be doing plank shoulder taps. Now, your bum does not go up and down. You're just sliding forward. Your hips stay the same level the whole time. So you're either holding a plank or you're moving here. After this, we've got plank shoulder taps. So I'll show you level 1 first. Knees at least hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider. Level 2, you're here. Now, slow and controlled is what we're after. That makes it harder. If you race these, it actually becomes easier because you'll be twisting your hips. And rest. All right, our last, we've got 2 exercises here. So 2 different ones. We start off with wide knee hip thrust. So feet hip width apart, lift up, take your knees out, and then hip width apart. Out, hip width apart. Now try not to let your hips drop. Keep your hips up just high as you can. We do this for 30 seconds, and then we do tabletop taps for 30 seconds, and then we're back to the beginning. So that will be all our exercises. You've got less than 10 seconds here, and then I'll show you our next exercise. All right, down we go. Knees over your hips. One leg just as close to the floor as you can get it. Keep your belly button in and your lower back pressing down. If you can, foot taps right down and then back up. Good. Now really focus on pushing down through that lower back. Keep going, you've got 10 more seconds. Keep going, there's no rest. No rest, we start again from the beginning. So we'll be back to those hip thrusts after these. Okay, feet hip width apart, lift up, normal cadence to start with. Do whatever you want with your arms. You might want to clasp underneath. Good. Now you know that what you're in for. See if you can make those movements a little bit bigger. Can you get your hips up a little bit higher? Push your feet strongly into the floor. So we've got 10 more seconds here and then we're pulsing. Last time you'll be doing each exercise. 3, 2, all right, hold it up there and pulse. Suck the belly button in. Knees push out towards your toes. Squeeze it up. You've got abs after this, so you can afford to burn those glute muscles. pull up through your pelvic floor. 3 seconds. Now you'll get a rest coming up. Rest. Okay, crunch time. So level 1, last time you did lower body only. This time you're doing upper body only. Level 2, both. So crunch in and out. So breathe out, breathe in. Squeeze right in tightly. Don't rush it. Make those movements big, exaggerated movements. Pull the belly button in. Use your breath to work the core harder. Okay, little pulses. We're pulsing the whole time. Squeezing up. If you can, hips and shoulders up off the floor. You've got a rest coming up. 10 seconds time. Then you're resting. Good, keep going. Keep squeezing. I know it's burning, but it's going to be over in 3 seconds. Rest. Okay, feet to roof. You can do one at a time, or you can do both together. Suck the belly button in. Okay, so one at a time, or both together. Heels push and release. Squeeze and then let go. Good. Now try to relax your shoulders away from your ears. Keep your neck nice and long. Pulses are coming up. Level 1 option. You're doing 3 pulses on each leg. So lift up and pulse through one leg, then swap to the other side. 3 more seconds. Okay, ready? Up we go. Level 2, you're trying to keep your knees off the floor the whole time. Belly button in, pelvic floor up, squeeze out, relax your face. Keep breathing. You've got 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and okay, plank. You're either holding a plank, stationary plank, or you're moving the plank without moving your hips. Okay, so push shoulders forward from your wrists and then back. Now belly button is in and you're pushing strongly into the floor. Don't collapse through your shoulders or collapse through your hips. Good, eyes should be towards the floor, don't look ahead. Keep your spine straight and keep breathing. After this, plank shoulder taps, only 20 seconds worth. So everybody is doing that. Make sure your feet are hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider, so your hips stay square to the floor and you're controlling the movement. This is a big core exercise, keeping everything stable. And rest. Okay, last exercise. So you've got 30 seconds of the wide knee hip thrusts and then 30 seconds tabletop taps. So feet hip width apart, lift up, push the knees out and in, out and in. Now they don't come all the way in, they come back to hip width. Keep pushing the hips towards the roof. Feel the difference through your glutes when you lift your hips up just a millimetre higher. Good. 10 more seconds and then we stay with tabletop taps for 30 seconds. Don't worry about that beep at the 20-second mark. Just ignore that one. Okay, tabletop taps. So if you want to, only come halfway down, totally up to you. Make sure the belly button's in. Make sure the lower back is pressing down. Make sure you're pulling up through your pelvic floor. Good. Chin in towards your chest. Keep going. 10 more seconds. And then we're done. That is it. Core workout will be complete. 3, 2, and rest. We're done. Nice work. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope that core is feeling as though it's absolutely content. I don't even know if that's the right word. We're done. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope your core feels as though it's well and truly worked out. And hope to see you tomorrow.